step into the world of WWE as we uncover stories that are both emotional and unforgettable. In today's video, we'll discuss the tragic passings of legendary wrestlers who left us far too soon. We'll talk about what caused their untimely sorrow, from critical health problems to other shocking reasons, and how these losses shook the wrestling community. But that's not all. We also have some deeply upsetting news about CM Punk. Stay with us till the end. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Rick Dressin, born on July 12, 1944, was a remarkable figure who left an enduring impact on both professional wrestling and the world of bodybuilding. His journey began in the fitness industry, where he quickly rose to prominence by winning titles such as Mr. California. With his sculpted physique, charisma, and dedication to the sport, Dressin became a well-known name in bodybuilding circles long before he ever entered the wrestling ring. In the 1970s and 1980s, Dressin transitioned into professional wrestling, where he successfully blended his bodybuilding background with his new persona in the squared circle. He wrestled for notable promotions like the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, showcasing a unique style that emphasized power and showmanship. His high-energy performances and larger-than-life presence earned him the admiration of fans and respect among his peers. Beyond performing, Dressin also worked as a promoter and trainer, helping shape the next generation of wrestling talent. His deep understanding of both the physical and entertainment aspects of wrestling made him a valuable mentor in the industry. Outside the ring, he continued to contribute to fitness culture, working as a model, writing, and promoting wellness through various platforms. He became a recognizable figure in fitness magazines and often spoke about the importance of health, training, and discipline. Rick Dressin, but his legacy lives on through the countless athletes and fans he inspired. A true pioneer, he built a bridge between bodybuilding and professional wrestling at a time when few dared to do both. Whether flexing on stage or grappling in the ring, Dressin embodied the spirit of dedication, passion, and showmanship that continues to influence both industries today. Dino Bravo, born on February 6, 1948, in Montreal, Quebec, was a Canadian professional wrestler, renowned for his sheer strength and powerful presence in the ring. Starting his wrestling journey in the late 1960s, Bravo built a solid reputation across various promotions, including the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, and World Championship Wrestling, WCW. His muscular build, signature blonde hair, and confident demeanor quickly made him a standout personality among fans and peers alike. During the 1980s, Bravo rose to greater prominence in the WWF, where he was billed as Canada's strongest man. He often showcased his strength in memorable matches, including high-profile feuds with stars like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and the British Bulldog. His signature move, the side suplex, symbolized both his raw power and technical know-how. Bravo was also part of the Dream Team with Greg the Hammer Valentine, a popular tag team that contributed to his legacy within the tag division. Bravo's influence wasn't limited to his in-ring work. His charisma and intensity made him a staple of wrestling's golden era, admired by fans across North America. However, his post-wrestling life took a dark turn. After retiring from the sport, Bravo became entangled in illegal activities, allegedly involving cigarette smuggling and organized crime. On March 10, 1993, he was found murdered in his home, having been shot multiple times, a shocking and tragic end that stunned the wrestling world. Despite the mystery and controversy surrounding Dino Bravo is remembered for his contributions to professional wrestling. He left behind a legacy defined by strength, showmanship, and passion for the sport. For many fans and aspiring wrestlers, he remains a symbol of both the glories and challenges that can come with life in the wrestling spotlight. Terry Funk, born Terrence Funk on June 30th, 1944 in Hammond, Indiana, was a wrestling legend whose impact spanned more than 5 decades, leaving behind a legacy that forever shaped professional wrestling. Funk was born into a wrestling family. His father, Dory Funk Sr., was a respected promoter, and his brother, Dory Funk Jr., also became a world champion. Terry made his debut in 1965 in his father's promotion and quickly gained attention for his rugged style and adaptability. In 1975, he reached the peak of the wrestling world by winning the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, defeating Jack Briscoe in a hard-fought battle that showcased his technical skill and toughness. While he began as a traditional wrestler, Funk reinvented himself in the 1980s and 1990s as a hardcore wrestling icon. He thrilled fans with chaotic, weapon-filled matches in ECW, WCW, and WWF, helping to popularize the hardcore style around the world. His legendary feud with Ric Flair and his work with ECW solidified his place as a game-changer in the industry. Outside the ring, Funk's cowboy persona and gravelly voice made him a fan favorite. He also found success in Hollywood, appearing in cult classics like Roadhouse and Over the Top. His contributions earned him inductions into multiple wrestling halls of fame, including the WWE Hall of Fame in 2009. Terry Funk's career was a masterclass in reinvention, passion, and resilience. He wasn't just a wrestler, he was a storyteller, a brawler, and an innovator who inspired generations. His passing marked the end of an era, but his legacy lives on as one of wrestling's most enduring and beloved icons. Viscera, born Nelson Frazier Jr. on February 14, 1971, in Sledge, Mississippi, was a towering presence in professional wrestling. Standing 6 feet 9 inches and weighing over 450 pounds, Frazier's intimidating stature made him a standout figure in WWE history. He debuted in the 1990s as Mabel in the tag team Men on a Mission alongside Mo, gaining popularity for his charisma and surprising agility. His biggest early achievement came in 1995 when he won the King of the Ring tournament, solidifying his place as a rising star. Frazier later evolved into the dark and fearsome persona of Viscera, joining The Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness. His eerie look, heavy-hitting style, and loyalty to the faction made him a memorable villain during WWE's Attitude Era. In a complete shift from that grim character, Frazier reinvented himself again in the 2000s as the world's largest love machine, a comedic persona that entertained fans with over-the-top flirtations and humorous rivalries, including with The Godfather. Tragically, Frazier just 4 days after his 43rd birthday. His sudden stunned the wrestling world, especially as he had recently been making efforts to improve his health. Frazier left behind a grieving family and a legacy that continues to be cherished by fans. More than just a wrestler, Viscera was a performer who could seamlessly shift from menace to comic relief. His story also brought attention to the health struggles faced by many professional wrestlers, particularly related to weight and heart issues. Nelson Frazier Jr. is remembered not just for his size and strength, but for his versatility, dedication, and the unique charm he brought to every character he played in the ring. Nikolai Volkov, born Josip Peruzovich, was a towering figure in professional wrestling whose Cold War-era persona became legendary. Best known for portraying a Soviet villain during a time of intense political tension, Volkov expertly played the role of the antagonist. Fans loved to hate. With his booming voice and menacing demeanor, he famously sang the Soviet national anthem before matches, drawing loud boos and making him one of the most iconic heels in WWE, then WWF history. Standing over 6 feet tall and weighing more than 300 pounds, Volkov was a physical powerhouse. His most notable run came in the 1980s, when he teamed with the Iron Sheik to win the WWE Tag Team Championship. Together, they embodied foreign menace storylines that were staples of wrestling during that era, stirring patriotic fervor among American audiences. Yet, behind the curtain, Volkov was nothing like the villain he portrayed. In real life, Josip Peruzovic was a kind and humble man who had fled communist Yugoslavia in search of a better life. He deeply appreciated the United States and the opportunities it offered him. Those who knew him spoke of his discipline, work ethic, and generous spirit. He was respected not just for his in-ring talent, but for his professionalism and kindness backstage. Volkov's legacy is a fascinating blend of performance and reality. While fans may remember him as the flag-waving Soviet heel, those within the wrestling community remember a man who loved the sport and the country that welcomed him. His dedication to wrestling helped shape the archetype of the classic foreign villain, making him a key figure in wrestling history. Nikolai Volkov leaving behind a powerful legacy as both a performer and a man of quiet dignity behind the scenes. Billy Travis was a respected and admired figure, known for his dedication to his work and his deep commitment to his community. Born and raised in a small town, Travis earned recognition early on for his strong work ethic, determination, and unwavering pursuit of excellence. Throughout his career, he made a significant impact across various fields, earning the respect and gratitude of those he worked with. But more than his professional accomplishments, Travis was cherished for his personal qualities, his kindness, generosity, and deep moral values. Despite facing numerous personal and health challenges throughout his life, Travis never allowed adversity to define him. His resilience and courage were evident in the way he continued to push forward, always striving to make a difference. He was a source of strength and inspiration to those around him, often placing the needs of others above his own. Tragically, Billy Travis suddenly from a heart attack, leaving his family, friends, and the wider community in shock. The news of his unexpected was a heartbreaking blow to everyone who knew him. His absence created a void that could not easily be filled, particularly among those who relied on his wisdom, support, and presence. Yet, even in Billy Travis's legacy lives on. His life story remains a powerful reminder of how perseverance, kindness, and moral integrity can shape not only a person's character, but also the lives of countless others. Those who knew him continue to honor his memory by living the values he exemplified. In their hearts and actions, Billy Travis remains a lasting symbol of hope, compassion, and the enduring power of a good life well lived. Road Warrior Animal, born Joseph Michael Laurinaitis on September 12, 1960, was a legendary American professional wrestler, best known as one half of the iconic tag team, the Road Warriors, also known as the Legion of Doom in WWE. Alongside his partner, Hawk, Animal helped revolutionize tag team wrestling with their fierce presence, distinctive spiked shoulder pads, and bold face paint. Their powerful personas and intimidating entrances left a lasting mark on the industry. Debuting in the mid-1980s, Animal quickly rose to fame through promotions like the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and World Championship Wrestling, WCW. The Road Warriors dominated tag team divisions across the globe, capturing numerous championships and setting a new standard for physical, high-impact wrestling. Their unique blend of brute strength, aggressive style, and crowd connection made them one of the most popular and feared teams in wrestling history. Beyond the ring, the Road Warriors became cultural icons, embodying a badass persona that fused punk rock energy with athleticism. Animal's commanding presence and undeniable charisma played a significant role in the team's success and widespread appeal. After Hawk's tragic passing in 2003, Animal continued to make occasional appearances in wrestling, always paying tribute to their legendary partnership. In 2011, his contributions were formally recognized when the Road Warriors were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Road Warrior Animal. His legacy endures through the countless teams and wrestlers inspired by his trailblazing career. As one of the most influential figures in tag team wrestling, Animal's impact remains etched in the history of the sport, forever remembered as a true warrior of the ring. Philip Jack Brooks, better known to the world as CM Punk, has always been a walking contradiction. Fiercely outspoken, yet introspective. A wrestling icon who walked away at his peak, and a man whose body has suffered for the sport he both loves and resents. His legacy is undeniable. A WWE champion, a straight-edge icon, a game-changer in professional wrestling, and, in recent years, a beacon of hope for second chances. But beneath the tattoos, the championship belts, and the thunderous crowd chants of CM Punk lies a story riddled with pain, physical, emotional, and psychological. Punk's journey is a masterclass in resilience. His health struggles, both confirmed and rumoured, have shaped every decision he's made in and out of the ring. For fans and critics alike, his story is a reminder that behind the glitz and scripted feuds of wrestling, there are very real battles taking place. And sometimes, the biggest fight is the one you can't see. The rise of a cult hero. CM Punk's origin story is far removed from the sports entertainment machine that would later try to mould him. Born on October 26, 1978, in Chicago, Illinois, Punk came from modest beginnings and found his calling in the punk rock DIY culture of the 1990s. This ethos carried over into his wrestling career, with a straight-edge lifestyle. No drugs, no alcohol, no nonsense. Punk didn't just stand out. He refused to blend in. Starting out in backyard wrestling federations and later honing his craft in Ring of Honor, ROH, Punk built a name on gritty authenticity. His promos were raw, his wrestling technical and punishing, and his character work as sharp as his elbows. His ROH feud with Samoa Joe and the now legendary Summer of Punk storyline in 2005 cemented him as an indie wrestling king. When WWE signed him that same year, fans feared he'd be watered down, but instead, Punk broke the mold. Shut the WWE years, greatness and gradual breakdown. CM Punk's WWE journey was both historic and turbulent. He broke barriers, challenged norms, and gave voice to a fan base tired of cookie-cutter superstars. His 2011 Pipe Bomb promo became the stuff of legend, a scathing, semi-scripted tirade against WWE's corporate structure, delivered with such passion that fans questioned whether it was real. In that moment, Punk became more than just a wrestler. He became the symbol of rebellion in pro wrestling. That same year, he won the WWE Championship and held it for 434 days, one of the longest reigns in modern WWE history. He wasn't just a placeholder, he was the face of the company, whether management liked it or not. But behind the scenes, his body was deteriorating. Injuries, illness, and a fading flame, Punk's wrestling style was never flashy. It was precise, hard-hitting, and relentless. But such a style comes with a cost. By the early 2010s, CM Punk was suffering from a host of physical ailments, back issues, shoulder pain, knee problems, and most concerning of all, a growing number of undiagnosed and untreated injuries that began to pile up. Perhaps most famously, in late 2013, Punk wrestled through what would later be described as a serious staph infection on his lower back. In an explosive podcast appearance with Colt Cabana in 2014, Punk revealed he had begged WWE medical staff for proper treatment, only to be ignored. He described being concussed and left in the ring, over by doctors and forced to compete through sickness. His words painted a grim picture of WWE's wellness culture and sparked outrage among fans and medical professionals. One of the most infamous in-ring health scares came during a 2013 match against Ryback. Punk alleged that Ryback was reckless and unsafe, even accusing him of breaking his ribs and dropping him on concrete. The physical trauma was exacerbated by growing mental and emotional exhaustion. Punk wasn't just hurting, he was disillusioned. Mental health and the breaking point. Physical pain wasn't the only thing driving Punk to the edge. The emotional and mental strain of WWE's grind wore on him just as deeply. As a perfectionist, Punk was constantly pushing for better storylines, better booking and better treatment, not just for himself, but for the entire locker room. Often, he was stonewalled. "I was sick, I was hurt, and I was miserable," Punk once said, summarising his final year in WWE. The emotional toll was immense. Long travel days, non-stop media obligations, and a lack of trust in management led to depression and burnout. Punk, once the loudest voice in the room, began to retreat inward. By early 2014, after the Royal Rumble, he had had enough. Without warning or fanfare, CM Punk walked out of WWE. No goodbyes, no retirement angle, just gone. It was a move that stunned the wrestling world, but for Punk, it was survival. There was so much besides the lawsuit, the silence, and the rumours. Punk's departure was quickly followed by a public war between him and WWE. He was sent termination papers on his wedding day, a move that he claimed was deliberate. The fallout led to a lawsuit from WWE's physician, Dr. Chris Amann, who claimed Punk defamed him with the staph infection story. Punk, alongside Colt Cabana, eventually won the case, but it took years, money, and an emotional toll on both men. The friendship between Punk and Cabana also fractured in the aftermath. In the silence that followed, rumours ran rampant. Was Punk secretly battling painkiller addiction, despite his straight-edge beliefs? Did he have a spinal condition that made any return impossible? Was he suffering from chronic depression? Punk refused to feed the rumour mill, only occasionally emerging to comment. He focused on other pursuits, writing comic books for Marvel, commentating for Cage Fury Fighting Championships, and embarking on a brief but high-profile stint in UFC. Though his MMA career didn't bring victories, it did bring clarity. UFC and the rebuilding process. In many ways, CM Punk's leap into MMA in 2016 and 2018 was an attempt to regain control over his body and mind. His UFC record, 2 fights, 2 losses, doesn't tell the whole story. Punk was never expected to win. What he wanted was a new challenge, a place where he wasn't the voice of the voiceless, but just another fighter. It was a humbling experience, but one that ultimately helped Punk recalibrate his life. Training for MMA meant rehabbing his body. Strength training, cardiovascular endurance, and martial arts sharpened him physically. But more than anything, the lifestyle of disciplined focus helped Punk heal mentally. He still carried scars, both the visible and hidden, but he was finding balance. The return that changed everything, AEW and a second chance. For years, fans chanted his name in arenas. Every time WWE visited Chicago, the air buzzed with hope. But CM Punk wasn't ready until 2021. On August 20th, 2021, at AEW Rampage, The First Dance, CM Punk returned to professional wrestling after a 7-year absence. The crowd reaction at the United Center in Chicago was deafening. Grown adults cried. Punk too looked emotional as he sat cross-legged in the ring once again. AEW offered Punk something he had long craved, creative respect, a lighter schedule, and the chance to be part of a company that prioritized talent. His return reignited the industry and drew attention back to wrestling's storytelling roots. But old ghosts returned quickly. Injuries resurface and AEW controversy. Despite early success, including matches with Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, and MJF, Punk's body showed signs of strain. In 2022, he suffered a foot injury requiring surgery, derailing his championship run. Not long after, during a backstage fight following the now infamous all-out media scrum, Punk's relationship with AEW soured. He suffered a torn triceps in the melee and was suspended along with others involved. The incident painted Punk as volatile once again, with critics questioning whether his mental health had truly stabilized or whether old frustrations were surfacing in a new environment. He would return to AEW in 2023 on their Collision show, but the chemistry never quite recovered. His relationship with AEW president Tony Khan fractured, and by late 2023, Punk was fired after another backstage incident at All in London. A shocking WWE homecoming. Just when fans thought his in-ring career was done, Punk shocked the world. Again. At Survivor Series War Games, in November 2023, in his hometown of Chicago, CM Punk returned to WWE. The crowd lost its collective mind. Gone was the angry, bitter figure of the past. In his place stood a man who had seemingly made peace with his demons, at least for now. His return reignited debates. Could his body hold up? Could his mind stay calm in the machine he once condemned? Yet Punk, now older and arguably wiser, seemed focused on legacy, not rage. In interviews, he expressed a desire to help the next generation and close his career on his own terms. Managing health in the present day. Today, CM Punk's health remains a watchful concern. He works a limited schedule, likely to preserve his body. He has reportedly adopted better recovery routines, including physical therapy, yoga, and diet management. Mentally, Punk appears more balanced, though his fiery personality remains intact. In public appearances, Punk speaks openly about managing anxiety and the need for boundaries. He rarely engages with toxic online discourse anymore, and his social media presence is minimal compared to his earlier years. Whether he's wrestling, cutting promos, or mentoring younger talent, Punk is aware that every bump he takes is a risk. But for now, he seems at peace with that risk. Legacy more than just a pipe bomb. CM Punk's legacy isn't just about championships or promos. It's about honesty. He spoke openly when others were silent. He fought for better conditions when others accepted the status quo. He walked away when everyone said he couldn't. And he came back when no one believed he would. His health struggles, both physical and mental, are now part of that legacy. They don't weaken it. They humanize it. Wrestling has always blurred reality and fiction, but with CM Punk, the line was razor thin. Every step of his career has been intertwined with real-life battles, and every fan has witnessed not just a performer, but a person, fighting to find meaning in chaos. Conclusion: still fighting, still Punk. CM Punk is a unique figure in professional wrestling, standing apart in an industry built on clear-cut characters and larger-than-life personas. He isn't the most physically dominant athlete, nor does he hold the most championships. But what sets him apart is his authenticity. In a world where the line between fiction and reality often blurs, CM Punk's genuine nature has made him unforgettable to fans and peers alike. His journey has been anything but easy. Chronic injuries have taken a toll on his body, but it's the emotional battles, inside and outside the ring, that have truly defined his story. Punk has navigated backstage politics, endured personal struggles, and even faced intense legal battles, all while maintaining his integrity. These experiences have left him marked, yet his spirit remains unbroken. CM Punk's career is also marked by his fierce independence. He has never been one to conform or simply follow the script laid out for him. Whether it was walking away from WWE at the height of his popularity or demanding changes that shook the wrestling world, Punk has always done things on his own terms. This refusal to compromise his principles has earned him both admiration and controversy. But, above all, it's made him a symbol of authenticity in a business often criticised for its artifice. No matter when or where CM Punk decides to hang up his boots, whether his final match happens next month or years from now, one thing is certain: he will leave the business on his own terms. More than titles or fan chants, it is his resilience, honesty, and unwavering self-belief that form his lasting legacy. CM Punk is not just a wrestler, he is a real voice in a scripted world, and that's what makes him unforgettable.